Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Ben here, you're watching Time on Feet. So it's Saturday, we're out for our long run today. I'm with Carla here, who is also training for the Bates Green Gallop, which is our race that's happening next week. I mentioned that on the channel last week. It's a 6-hour event, and in that time you do as many laps as you can of their 3.5 mile course, so all trail. But yeah, just seeing what you can do in the 6 hours. Carla's also training for, what's your other event you got coming up?
The Beachy Head Marathon in October.
So she's got that one, her second marathon. Anyone who saw her first marathon, that was the Brighton Trail Marathon, and then this one coming up in October. So are you training for this one any differently? I mean, the elevation's similar, isn't it, for Beachy Head Marathon, but anything you're doing differently in this training block?
I think to get more hills in elevation, actually.
So more elevation, getting used to the hills a bit more. So Carla's got that coming up. So both in the Bates Green Gallop next week. Then she's got the Beachy Head Marathon in October. And then I have the week after the Bates Green Gallop, I mentioned that last week, the Sheer 42k, which was rearranged after the pretty crazy heat wave in the summer. So that one, and then as I also mentioned last week, it's the big one after that. My kind of main focus for this autumn winter set of races, which is the Copthorne 50 miler organised by Canary Trail Events. A lot of elevation in that one, over 10,000 feet. So like Carla, I'm going to be trying to get in some more hills in this training block for sure. So today's one, it's a long one. We're both doing our long run of the week today. Started off at Brighton Pier. We are heading along the South Downs Way towards Southease, and at that point Carla's going to stop because she's got 10 miles planned today. I'll carry on a bit more because I have precisely 16.5 miles penciled in for today to take me up to 50 miles for the week. My first 50-mile week in a while. Those of you who've tuned in before, you'll know that I'm doing kind of a rebuild at the moment, building up my mileage base again after a bit of a knee niggle from playing some football about 7 or 8 weeks ago. But training's been going really well this week, which I'll tell you a little bit more about in a moment. But first we'll run on a bit more and enjoy what the South Downs has to offer. So here we go. About 8 miles in at the moment. We are currently on a part of the South Downs Way they call the Yellow Brick Road, which usually has bright yellow flowers either side of it, but not at this moment as autumn and winter are setting in. You get that more around kind of spring, summer. But yeah, it's a pretty stunning part of the Downs. You get views out either side, and for those who've done the Centurion South Downs Way 50 or South Downs Way 100, then I'm sure you will recognise this stretch of the South Downs. So training this week has been going very well, with the race coming up next week and the week after with Bates Green Gallop Sheer 42k. And so far this week I've done on Monday a pacier run. So I mentioned last week I've been cutting back on speed, not doing intervals or any speed work, but this week I have started to introduce a bit more speed. So I did a cliff top run on Monday, hadn't done the cliff tops in a while, so that was good. Heading out east of Brighton towards New Haven and then back. Wednesday I tried to focus on again doing something a little bit more pacey than I have in previous weeks, but no really intense speed. But that focus was getting in a bit more elevation. Went up to Devil's Dyke and did some loops that got some hills in. So, you know, there I was practicing walking the hills, but trying to walk them quite fast, running some of the hills that weren't too steep, but you know, just getting the legs used to a bit of elevation again. And then I had a kind of recovery run on Thursday, so very light, half an hour, and then today the long run to cap off the week. In amongst that, I've done also my strength and conditioning, which I do religiously every week, and I've also still been doing my physio exercises to get the knee fully back to 100%, but it's feeling really good. And I think I just have to continue to slowly rebuild, be sensible, and then it should be ready to go for the races. Greenwich Meridian Trail. I heard about this. So this apparently is a trail that goes, well, you can go all the way to London through it and beyond, I think, up to Yorkshire, I think it is. But yeah, I'll put it up on the screen. Maybe I should try that at some point. Yeah, Greenwich Meridian Trail. So it obviously coincides with the South Downs Way at some points, like it is here. But yeah, then it kind of goes off on its own, I think. Yeah, there's another sign for it. Greenwich Meridian Trail, but yeah, must look that up. A trail to bear in mind, I think. So you might notice today I'm not running in my Brooks Caldera 5s that I've got 1,000 kilometers out of. In fact, now about 700 miles. So instead today I'm running in my Hoka Speedgoat 4s. These were previously a pair that I just used for racing, but I've now kind of moved them in my rotation to be a training pair. So, you know, the Brooks Caldera 5 was the one that I had bearing the brunt of the kind of long easy miles, whereas now I'm going to be using the Speedgoat 4s as my kind of regular training shoe. They've only done, I think, a couple of 100 miles, and my Speedgoat 5s, which I've done very few miles in, I'll be using as a race pair, mainly because I just prefer the upper in those. It's a bit more breathable. Speedgoat 4s sometimes can get a bit claustrophobic in them. I find they rub a little bit more in certain areas. I did use them for the North Downs Way 50 I did back in May, and they were good for that, but you know, just a couple of hot spots. So I'm going to be mainly using, oh, let's try and open this gate actually, multitasking, good times. So yeah, I'll mainly be using these for my training pair, and then Speedgoat 5s will be my new race pair. God, these gates are probably the creakiest I've found on the South Downs Way so far. Right, how are we doing? Yes, we've got maybe a couple of miles to go to Southease. When we get there, there's a nice water tap outside Southease Church, so we'll fill up there, and then I'll carry on, add on some extra miles, and Carla's going to get the train back from Southease when we hit it, and then I'll get the train back a bit later on. Right, 10 miles in, this is our water stop point then. So they've got a tap here so we can get filled up. See you later. Right, so I've just left Carla there. She's going to get the train back from Southease. We're about 10 miles in. And I'm going to carry on for another 6 miles or so and take it up to 50 miles for the week. So yeah, it's been a good week overall, feeling good, getting the base back of decent mileage. I'm hoping to make 50 miles a week kind of my regular, and then build from there, you know, after the 2 races I've got coming up next week and the week after. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a good week, enjoy your running, and I'll see you all next week for the Bates Green Gallop. So see you all then. Ah, what's that on me? What is that? Oh, it's okay, it's just a plant. There.